Hi, this is Matthew Peters of smartphonevideoproducer.com. What I'm going to be going over today is the video version of the free download PDF of my professional video producer's guide for iPhone and iPod Touch. Now, if you don't have that yet and you want to follow along, just go to smartphonevideoproducer.com, and there's actually a lot more information and all of the equipment I talk about. I have links to it, and I go into a lot more depth of why I choose the iPhone or the iPod Touch. So let's get started. First things first, your camera. You're going to want to make sure that you're not using the standard iPhone or iPod Touch camera because it automates way too much for you. You want to download an application. Now, there are lots of cameras out there you can download through the App Store on your iPhone or iPod Touch. One to look at is the Almost DSLR app. It gives you control of your focus, your white balance, and also your exposure. And if you don't understand what those are, that's not a problem. I do go into depth on what to do about those things in the shooter's guide. But that's something you're going to want to do, is start with a good camera. Second thing is you're going to want to make sure you have control of your sound. So if you're in a space that is very quiet and you can get up close and personal with a person, go ahead and use the onboard microphone on the iPhone. But if you don't have that option, then what you're going to want to do is get something like a shotgun microphone, or a lavalier microphone, or a lapel mic that you connect to the person's collar or to their clothes. Now, the shotgun mic actually has a very tight pattern, or it's very narrow, and it only picks up, just a very narrow pattern here. It doesn't pick up a lot of things in the room. This is a Audio-Technica ATR 6550, and that's about $45 to $55. And I do have links to that, as well as the Audio-Technica also has a pretty decent little wired lavalier microphone. It's the ATR 3350, and that is about $20. So very inexpensive, great sound for someone starting out to someone who's more of an intermediate. Now, if you want to plug in a mic, you're going to want to make sure that you have this connector here. You can get this iPhone audio connector at kvconnection.com for about $26, or once you know what you're looking for, you can actually look on eBay or even Amazon to find a similar connector for anywhere from $5 to $8. So you also see that I have this plugged into power. I always plug into power whenever I can because I don't want to run out of battery. So basically the only thing that's limiting me is my available space. Now, if you're going to use a tripod, which I highly recommend, you can get a tripod for $15 at Target or Walmart or one of those places. But what you're going to want to make sure you have is some way to mount it to the tripod. Now, I built my own mount here, and I can show you how to do that by just visiting that PDF guide. But you can also buy them right from Apple for about $30 to $35. Or you can look on eBay or even Amazon has these starting at about $8. Two things to keep in mind. First of all, you're going to make sure that it isn't something you're going to have to keep on the camera all the time or on your iPhone, because then you won't want to use it as a phone if it's really bulky. The other thing is make sure you have access to power, and make sure you have access to the plug here, or the jack for the audio. If you don't have those, it's really not going to be that useful for you. The one I have actually has a little clip, so you can clip your notes to read as you're going through. So other thing is light. Now, I have these actually 4 lights across the back and these 2 here. Each one is about $10, and the bulb itself is about $8 to $10. And I use a bright daylight bulb, which is a compact fluorescent, very bright white light, and I use those to match these softbox lights. Now, these softbox lights I got from Amazon. The 2 of them with the stands and everything, with the bulbs, was about $118 shipped to my house. Those are great for just giving a nice, bright, soft light on your subject. But these back here are to light up the backdrop. Now, the backdrop I have here is actually a piece of linoleum. It's 16 feet long, so I have this sweep here, and then it's 12 feet wide. So I have a nice, big, white backdrop. And how I shop for this is I actually shopped for the backing of the linoleum instead of what kind of linoleum I was getting. Some people actually do paint these if it's not white enough for them. So if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below. And if you don't have the PDF yet, please go to smartphonevideoproducer.com and download that for free. I hope to chat with you soon. Bye-bye.